Good evening, everyone, and welcome once again for the last time for season 34 of Sunday Night Lights, where tonight on Top Split TV we're coming to you from Tsukuba in Japan for round 12 of the great season 34 as we bring it to a close. I'm Alex McKellar, and joining me as always is the Cardiac one himself, Mr. Corey Stein. How's it, Corey? The guys are already out there on track getting around for quali, but big night of racing ahead nonetheless.
Yeah, that's right. Tonight we decide a championship. It should be a ripping race here tonight. And kicking things off as car number one from NZ, we have Sam Devantia. Car number two, we've got Rasmus Viori from Finland. Car three, Steph Herman from DEATCH. We've got Neil Gardner, who's just come out of the track. He's another NZ driver. Car number four, Ryan Chenoweth, number five. And car 6, Team Clown Bossman, Vasco Sorosky right behind him. Car number 7 is Mark Lay, a part of the Clown stable as well. Yone Zurek from Central Eastern Europe, car number 8. And car number 9 from Japan, the lone Japanese driver here tonight, Alex, Masahiro Kubota.
Yeah, Kubota-san representing Japan once again, a local boy looking to do good. But car number 10 behind him, Benjamin Harris on debut. The US driver, of course, up in the wee hours. Car number 11, Sam Chapman, the ANZ driver on debut as well here on SNL. 13 tonight, Rob Craig from the US of A. Seen Rob around a few times, but not in SNL. So another man making his debut. Brendan McDonough is car number 14. We've seen him at least once. Back for another run here. Car 15, Martin van Ekelen. From Europe there. He's in the blue and orange, so I'm going to say he's Dutch. So at least we have one flying Dutchman here tonight. Jason Willman, car number 16, has not taken the circuit, as is his way here when he makes the top split. He doesn't qualify. Jorgen Riegtrub, car 17, rounds out the field. And he's had a few runs here with us this season, Corey, looking to make another one here tonight for MSB Racing as the guys are out on their second lap. Viori, somewhat unsurprisingly, on pole. Comes around for his second flying lap by the looks. What's he got for us? A bit slower with a 1:42, but a 1:41 flying around here.
Oh, absolutely, Alex, and not very far behind. In fact, just 200ths of a second behind him. Vasco Sorosky on the front row as well. Sam Devantia only good enough for P3, as Steph Herman has just moved himself up into P5 with a 1:04.478. These times are coming in thick and fast because as far as tracks that we go to are concerned, Alex, this is a very, very small track. And lap traffic can also become a factor in this racing.
Absolutely, it's a factor as Devantia now comes around for his second lap. A couple of green sectors, a yellow one there at the start, perhaps not going to improve as he crosses the line. His second lap, yeah, well, I think it's his best lap, but he didn't improve, unless he 1x'd it, actually. He might have got the 1x. Neil Gardner, the only one left out on track, I think. Still looking to set a time out there, Corey.
Yeah, that is correct. The 4-car, Neil Gardner, in fact, he's just finished his second lap, and he's only put it in for P7 here. Just looking to see who is out there that we haven't got a completion on. Oh, actually, no, I'm wrong. Neil is on his second lap. My apologies, as he's coming into the final corner, and he's pulled it up. Oh, no, that's unfortunate. I think Riegtrop is the only other car to not have completed his second lap. He pulled into the pits early as well. So I think that is actually the end of qualifying while we wait for everyone to get done here, Alex.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but I might have missed Nathan Verney, who's on screen at the moment in the run-through of drivers. Not sure. But Nathan, of course, for Locked On, has been getting a regular run here on a Sunday night. A bit lower participation this season and a bit of improvement from Nathan as the combination seeing him in regularly. Car number 12 here tonight. And looking to make what he can. He's had a couple of decent results, a couple of point scoring results, I think, in the top split from memory. So nothing to sneeze at there. And as he does a bit of a Van Gisbergen. Oh, yeah, he's absolutely mirrored Van Gisbergen post-race, winning the road circuit in the second-tier NASCAR series this weekend, and did some fine post-race slides there. burnouts and such, as did Vernie, who's going to trickle across the line in backwards by the looks, Corey.
And gotta love the style of it, if nothing else. But I think these guys are just doing all they can to fill out the time. Qualifying will end in a minute due to inactivity. Sam is trying to convince people to click that they're done with their qualifying, which is an option. You can say that you're done with qualifying and get out there. But it's great to see a couple of cars still out there just getting that extra lap. You know, the extra few laps. We've got Sam Chapman out there. We've got Benjamin Harris and Rasmus Bury still just getting laps done. And at the end of the day, that's going to make them slightly better drivers. Not that Bury needs to be a slightly better driver because he's got it on pole. But it's all about acclimatizing yourself to the track and getting as much of an advantage as you can, Alex.
Yeah, that's it, mate. Bury, absolutely the one to beat here. Pole crucial here, as overtaking is a real challenge. Very tight, technical. You don't even sniff fifth gear around here. Fourth is as good as you get. So the whole draft skippy thing is not a thing here. And the whole pressure to pass concept that we've talked about for many seasons now, Corey, is absolutely a factor here. It was a factor in the warm-up race, the only determining factor in the lead positional changes, at least there.
Yeah, that's right. And with that also comes mistakes. We did see one pretty major mistake there in the warm-up race, which led to the demise of our leading battle, as the inactivity timer here has actually gone away. Rigtrup has completed his laps now, so it's just on Neil that we're waiting for.
I think it's just Fiore pulling into the pits and the time's run out, so we will run through our grid for the final race of the season here. Season 34, round 12 here at Tsukuba for Sunday Night Lights. Rasmus Fiore on pole from Finland. Fantastic to see Rasmus back. His quality driver, particularly at this kind of circuit. Very technical, and he excels in that sort of environment. Vasco Sorowski for Team Clowns, doing everything he can to bridge the gap. Currently sitting in third in the championship. It gets 7 more points to potentially move into second. Sam Devantia, the Cowboy, starting in the second row out of P3 alongside him. Sam Chapman on debut. Fantastic qualifying effort there for Sam. Steph Herman starting out of fifth tonight alongside him. Ryan Chenoweth, the Wildlife Warrior for Goose Juice, racing out of sixth. Neil Gardner for Generally Stupid and Slow, the man in second at the moment. Seventh sees him secure that position nicely. Starting out of eighth tonight will be the other clown in the field, Mark Lay. Do team orders come into play, or team strategy perhaps? Who knows? Masahiro Kubota-san from Japan out of ninth, starting out of 10th. Yune Zorek, the other right foot breaker, who is in the running for a podium at the end of the season. Benjamin Harris, who's apparently just here for SR, he starts out of 11th. 12th tonight off the grid will be Martin Ekelin. Going over the page quickly, Rob Craig out of 13th. Nathan Verney for Locked On Lads out of 14th. Brendan McDonough from Australia and New Zealand Club out of 15th. MSB Racing's Jorgen Rigtrub out of 16th. 17th, and the final starter tonight will be Jason Willman, Corey, the stalwart of Skippy Racing here on a Sunday night.
Yeah, that's exactly right. It's great to have Jason come out here and racing with us. It's just good to see some of these old school Skippy drivers coming out, mixing it up with the new school. As the red lights come on, red lights mean rev, and once it happens, green lights mean go. We're underway for the final round number 12, season 34, Sunday Night Lights. As Fred the Flag Marshal, I don't know where he is at this track, but he is absolutely vigorously waving his green flag across the field. We've already got 3 wide into turn 1 with Steph Herman, Ryan Chenoweth, and Sam Chapman, Alex.
Yeah, it's busy at the back. People trying to make what they can of the start because it's tough to do anything after. 2x2 through the hairpin. Oh, and around goes Herman. He's gone. That contact will cost him. But look at them, still side by side. Little hippie shakes here. Bit of bent wings. One's gone around. Plenty of smoke. Oh, that's Lay gone. Lay's gone out the back. Kubota-san, those two had an incident in the previous race, and they're gone. Meanwhile, up front, it's sedately as they started almost. Oh, indeed, as they started. And the front three learnt their lessons from the warm-up race. They've gone out to look at this line of Skippy snaking along the back straight, Corey. Everyone ducks and drakes already coming out in the draft, even though it's only lap 1.
Well, that's right, Alex. With this track being so hard to pass, we're going to be seeing these guys getting super aggressive, especially in the big braking zones. Turn 1 is a big one, and turn 9, the other one, just before they get onto the back straight to the big, long right-hand sweeper. These are the places where positions are most likely to change hands, and you can actually defend around the outside of these corners as well. So it's going to be interesting to watch how these guys are going to attack this throughout the race. Saw Vasco in the warm-up race making some excellent defensive moves around the outside of turn 1. So let's see what they can do here in the big race where, you know, they'll got all the eyes on it watching to see what's going to happen.
Yeah, that's it, mate. You can do it, and I've done it here with Vasco, actually. Earlier in the week, we went side by side for the better part of the full lap in terms of attack and defence, and it was great fun. And a great expression of what you can do here at this track. But these guys are still line astern there, and it's all the way deep in the pack. The second battle there, Chenoweth and Gardner. Gardner will be spewing. He's seen the back of Chenoweth on more than one occasion this week, and looking to get in front this time round. Although, having said that, P6 secures his spot in the championship. Behind there, you got Zorek, one of his chief rivals, just behind. So again, he's not going to move forward on the back of that. Harris there with Van Elleken, or Ekelen, sorry. Ekelen. I'm going to say there's a double E, Alex. Letters. Brendan McDonough behind them. Rob Craig and Verney locked in a battle with the recovering Steph Herman. And so there's little battles and mind games going on throughout this field here, Corey. It's not just those up the front, as we see Devantia step out of the draft as they try to drop Chapman behind there in 4th.
And dare I say, pockets of excitement right now, as Chapman has dropped back to just about a second behind Devantia now, as Devantia obviously getting out of the draft to make sure Chapman doesn't try and catch up to them. But the top 3 here just so nice and smooth, especially in this first half a lap. This is where all the technicality comes from in this track, especially with this being the moto layout as well. So when they come out of turn 5, which is the very next corner here, normally it's a nice sweeping left-hand turn to lead you up to the little hairpin. But they got to go a little bit further to the right and take a little bit of a chicane there, as it straightens them right up here for the run up to the hairpin. And then it's a big braking zone and a slightly baked corner too, Alex, which could come into play later on.
There's a little bit of camber to be found on the inside of the hairpins here. I was just watching Verney, this battle here with Verney, Craig and Herman coming back through the field. Just to shows you how tough it is to pass here, that with Herman sporting a little bit of front wing damage, he is, though, the class of that, or the experience and the pace, at least in that pack, as he comes up the inside now. Verney around the final corner at turn 10. Verney looking to come back potentially. He'll have the run out of the corner. It's just going to be how hard. Yeah, Herman defends straight away. Gives himself out of draft potentially, but then forces Verney to go the long way around. As you've said, Corey, he can defend around the outside there, but not this time for Verney, as it took about 2-3 laps, but Herman's finally got through and got his eyes on Craig in front of him.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Alex. As Craig makes a little bit of a mistake there, goes super deep in the corner. That's allowed Herman to get side by side, but he's going to be on the outside here for 5, and he'll slip straight back into line. And, you know, if this is the rate that he's going 3 laps to make 1 overtake, then we might see him into P8 by the end of this race. But we'll wait and see how things will shake out, because with pockets of excitement like what we got here, anything can happen at any time. And we could see these guys potentially fighting for some decent positions later on, as Herman steps out once more, going to the inside of the final corner. A nice sweeping right-hand corner, which you can either take in 3rd or 4th gear, Alex.
Yeah, that's it. Herman this time not feeling like he has to defend into turn 1, as Craig falls in behind. And now Herman potentially looking to gap there from here and move on to McDonough up in P10, with Verney and Craig left to battle amongst themselves. There's already a gap starting to open up, and Bernie looking to use the outside, perhaps the over-under, but it would put him on the outside then of the subsequent corner at 5 as they come through that little kickback. Lovely fun chicane area. This section of 3 corners, very enjoyable to run through when you get it right. Let's check in with our leaders. It is stations as they were previously. We got Swarovski in tow behind the leader, and then this long string of skippies. So long, we might have a chance to run back and see what happened by way of some of the incidents. Let's check out what happened to Mark Lay. As he's come through this chicane. Oh, Kubota straight into the rear of him. And they've just had a big one there on exit. That's unfortunate there, Kubota. Just a bit hot into that corner. There was an incident before that. Let's see what happened to Steph Herman in this one that led him to be up the back. He's gone up the inside of the 5 car, and Ryan Chenoweth, big neck code there, very tight through there, and just the contact made, likely to be net code there, but there's not a lot of space when you've got someone in Europe and someone in the ANZ, but those tight conditions on lap 1, Corey, that'll breed that kind of incident as we're back to live pictures with the leaders.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Alex. That is, internet racing at its finest, and if I'm not mistaken, I think we also might be in a American server here, so, both lots of ping, having to communicate with something that was so far away from them, and yeah, it's just the way of the game and the way things go. But back into what we've got going on here, and I'm watching Neil Gardner just trying to search for any way around Chenoweth that he can get. And at the same time, these guys have just ever been slightly chipping away at the gap between themselves and Chapman. It's out to about 3 seconds between Chapman and Chenoweth right now. But these guys are doing everything they can to try and close that gap and make this a battle for 4th.
Yeah, that's it. That's what you want out of it, to move forward. So it's hard to say. And it looked from the early stages that Zorek was actually pushing pretty hard to try and stay with these guys. Ran wide out of the final corner. Of course, you've got a lot of room to move on the runoff in the final corner. As they exit here, you'll see them use typically plenty of this green section on the outside. More than that, in fact, than what you've seen. You can see in the background there the 15 of Martin Van Ekelen. He used the full extent there, and that's what you typically like to see, as there's no incident point out there, which is, again, some of the nuances of each track when it comes to iRacing's incident point system. But you drive the track as it is, not as you potentially think it should be, to get the best pace. So these guys working pretty hard, as you say. Chapman's last lap was a 104.1. Chenoweth's last lap was a 104.2. So not making much ground that lap at least, but I'm sure they'll keep hard at it, Corey.
Oh, absolutely, Alex. As Chenoweth has actually been a little bit on the defensive here, which would explain his slightly slower times, as Neil Gardner has been getting a lot more aggressive. Gardner now stepping out, trying to make the move into the final corner. He got up to the right rear tyre, but Chenoweth, using the momentum on that slightly outside line, was able to hold him off and pull back past him. But now Gardner under attack. Zorek from the middle of last week came up to centre, and he actually got into the back a little bit there of Chenoweth. Had to back out of it, and then goes back to battle stations as per normal. But Zorek has actually been passed by Benjamin Harris here, and it looks like he's going to be under a little bit of pressure here as well from Mr. Egelin.
Oh dear, I think Mark Lay and Kubota-san have had another moment. I'm just going to go and see if I can find it. What's going on here? Mark Lay crashed, I've got here on my telemetry. Oh, the rear's gone. He did this in the last race. The rear went, away he went. And Kubota was already right out the back, and they're back together. These two, you can't get them apart. They're destined to be together tonight. Anyway, Meanwhile, this battle pack here, Gardner again testing Chenoweth into the braking zone at turn 1 this time. And this time they got Harris on the back of Zorek, as you said. Went for the run last lap. Let's go and have another look at that. No, I'll leave it be. You called it. So we're all good. We'll keep going here. These guys really are the ones to watch in terms of the action. Meanwhile, up in front, Swarovski's still hunting for a way past Viore. They've got the gap now. It's about nearly approaching 4 seconds back to Chapman now. These guys are free to have the fun and games that comes with trying to win the big one on a Sunday night.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Alex. As there was a little bit of contact between Viore and Swarovski in the warm-up race, and I'm sure Viore might be a little bit on the sour side about it, but we'll have to wait and see how he's going to act when Swarovski does look to go for the move. We are officially past the halfway mark, 11 laps down, 11 laps to go. And this is normally the point of the race where the intensity just starts picking up a little bit before it starts shooting through the roof with about 5 to go, Alex.
Yeah, that's it. The guys are being patient and really trying to find that pressure point that causes the mistake. You take it at any point in the race, you'd probably prefer it right towards the end because then there's no chance to come back while the adrenaline's pumping and, the tension's right up there. But, you'd still, given how hard it is to pass, you would take it at any point in the race. Chapman now running the lonely race. His last lap was a 4-1. Chenoweth was a 4-2 again. So again, no doubt there's no gains to be made there. And I'd suggest that Chapman on debut, car number 11, is going to hang on potentially at this stage with a little under half the race to go for a famous top 5 on debut, as Gardner this time swings far to driver's right, does show the nose but doesn't really go, shows but does not go, as once again Chenoweth holds that position there, the final one in the top 5 there, Corey, with Gardner behind him, and Harris in turn looking for his way past Gardner into P6, as it would be, Corey, already. Although I should say before I hand back to you that Harris is up 4 positions, which in this kind of field, in this kind of track, is pretty decent. Oh, Gardner runs very wide. That'll cost him dearly.
Oh, yeah, it will, as he's now under pressure from Harris as they come up to the penultimate corner, turn 9. And Gardner's going to have to get on his horse here and get some movement as he tries to get into Chenoweth once more. And it looks like he might have just separated himself a little bit from Harris there. Harris running a little bit wider than Gardner on entry. Just the slightly different racing lines there and how they're pulling it off. Gardner was able to get that little bit of a gap, but he's good under brakes. I'll give him that much, as he just about closed right in on the back of Chenoweth. And look at the gap now between himself and Harris. It's not much in terms of physical time, but distance on track. That's a good 5-10 meters that he opened up in that one braking zone alone, Alex.
Yeah, that's it, mate. You can find it in different ways. It's a matter about hanging onto it or taking advantage of it. Speaking of which, we have the 3 front runners tightly nested together. Once again, we're in the closing stages of lap 14. The laps tick over quite quickly here, just over a minute per revolution, so to speak. A little bit longer in this layout than the full layout that we might have become accustomed to, with that little moto section in the middle there, bringing some unique character and a bit of a different challenge to this one. As Swarovski now, you really can't separate these guys, and very, very tight, as Chat points out. The potential here is for Swarovski to take his very first win. I might have had a chat to him earlier today and said I was expecting no less than a pole and a victory for him. Well, he could tick one of those boxes at least by taking out the big one here tonight, Corey.
Well, that's exactly right, Alex. But the problem is he's got to get around Viore to do it. And if the warm-up race is anything to go by, then these two are going to have an absolutely titanic battle here in the last 7 laps. There's a bit of a lock up there into the penultimate corner that time for Devantier as well. So we'll see if that's going to affect him at all as they come around the final corner, and it will be 7 laps to go at the line. And this is normally where the intensity level will start to really pick up. We'll see Swarovski starting to look around for moves now as he's playing around with different corner entries here in turn 1, going a little bit wider on entry, trying to get a better exit than Viore, but he just couldn't quite pull it off that time. And we might even see a move into this little hairpin here at turn 4 if we're lucky, Alex.
Yeah, that's it, mate. This is the view back from Viore to the chasing vehicles behind as they run through that lovely chicane. Oh, Viore runs a bit wide here. He did that in the first race, and that was, or the warm-up race, I should say, and that was Swarovski's opportunity to come through. It's all going to come down to the drive out of this one. I don't know that Swarovski's quite got it. Too much of a gap there, and again, Devantia similarly, not enough. Swarovski just shows the nose, not close enough to be more than a little bit of a blue and yellow flash in Viore's mirrors, I should say. But this time he's pretty close, is Swarovski. He's going to have a look. No, he's not. He gave it up. Oh, this time Viore, though, locks up the front right. Can Swarovski make something of that? No, only the bravest of brave have a shot here at this second hairpin there at turn 4. You can shove it up there, but it is a dead set shove, perhaps reserved only for the final couple of laps, Corey.
Oh, very maybe, Alex, although I guess that depends on your skill level as to when you shove it up on the inside there. I've seen plenty of lower split races in my time where any lap is the go lap for that kind of a move. But I digress. We're here talking about some of the best Skippy races that we could find. And, you know, these guys are definitely not going to make a haphazard move into such a tight little hairpin. The banking in that hairpin does really help, though, especially for a defending car stuck on the outside. But we'll just have to wait and see how it's going to play out. But as you said, laps tick down very quickly here as we start lap number 18. So it's just the 5 to go. And I want to hear who you've got your money on here out of these 3, Alex.
The head says Viore, the heart says Swarovski. And there's nothing to say that Devantia can't come through and pick up the chocolates like he did at the warm-up race. So that's where I'm at, mate. What about you?
I think I'm pretty similar, but instead it's the gut that says Viore and the head that says Sam because of the warm-up race.
Yeah, that's it. Let's go check in on this secondary pack, which is where there is an absolute squadron of skippies all together, line astern, looking for their opportunity to move forward. Great to see Benjamin Harris on debut, sitting there in P7, right in amongst it, carrying a bit of a battle scar there with the rear wing. Forces Gardner to run a tighter entry there. Potentially cost him the exit speed and the chance to attack, but it's getting close here. Oh, yeah, as again, Gardner runs out to break draft so he doesn't come under attack. There's another battle pack out the back there, which is McDonough and Verney, who've continued their battle for quite some time. Herman's now made it all the way onto the back of this pack, as we see this time. Gardner goes deep, and you can attack and defend around the outside. This time, has he got the run to stay side by side? Has he got the overlap? He's still there. He's still there. He'll have the inside now at 4, but he's run a little bit wide, and he comes underneath. There'll be a little bit of hippy shoulders there, but they've got through. They're still side by side. This is how the racing can be done here. It's that tight that you have to take the smallest of opportunities. They continue side by side through the exit of turn 7 there on the run up, but it's Chenoweth who comes away. But Herman now looking to take advantage on the inside of Harris, I should say, and gets it done. Does he on exit? No, he doesn't. He's still stuck behind Harris. That's how hard it is to take. But this time Harris is threatening Gardner into the final corner, forcing Gardner to take the tighter line, the defensive line into the corner. The potential for the long game over under there. What sort of run does Harris get out of the corner? But Gardner immediately looks to defend, and all the while that leaves Chenoweth the free run as they kind of get settled. Oh, a bit of contact in the rear sees Zorek get a little bit of a touch from the 15 as we continue. They're back almost settled to your regular scheduled viewing there, Corey. They've almost got it settled after a lap and a half of action there.
Yeah, that was absolutely nuts, and it all started from Chenoweth going super defensive into turn one and forcing Gardner to try and make the move around the outside, and what a move it almost was. Oh, that was incredible. And that entire time, the guys at the front, they've just been staying single file here, just a little bit boring, as they're going to come out of the final corner. It's going to be just 2 laps to go now, Alex. And with how quickly this race is going to tick down, Vasco is going to have to make a move here shortly, or he is going to run out of time.
Yeah, he almost opened the door on the outside for Chavatia there. Sort of opened it and closed it again pretty quickly. He's trying to get Viore to do something out of character, out of the ordinary. With 2 to go, it's going to be tough. If he hasn't found one by now, it's only going to be the heat of the moment, the adrenaline. As once again, Viore threatens to run extra wide and cost himself speed, but that time managed it to perfection. As this time, yeah, oh, he's got to get on the gas a bit earlier to Sorosky if he wants the run there. It's all going to come down to the final lap. He's not going to get that shot into turn one, but here comes Devanti, the cowboy. So you're going to have a shot there? No, he's going to save it to turn one, see what he can do this time round, Corey.
Well, Devantia ran a little bit wider there on entry. I guess he was trying to get a little bit of overspeed going, but it didn't work out for him as he tickled his left rear into the dirt. It is white flag last lap, last chance to win it or wear it, as Fred the flag marshal waves his white flag vigorously across the field. And this is where Vasco needs to make the move. If he can't do it here in turn 4, his only other option is turn 9. As turn 4 comes and goes, he's got no move on the table. And the second pack, or similarly, they're not making any moves either. So it's all attention to try and get the move here going in turn number 9. And Vasco's too far back to make the move. He goes for a big dive, pulls right up on the back of Viore. But I don't think he's going to get it here, Alex, as Viore will have the lead coming down the final straight away.
That's it. It looks like it's got it. He's got it flag to flag. Look at all the zeros in terms of positions gained and lost there for the front 4. They've all stayed the same. What sort of drive does Sorosky get? The run to the lines, not long enough. And Viore takes out the win. Congratulations to Rasmus. Sorosky grabs second and Devanti a third. Side by side, they're going through the final quarter, though. We've got Gardner and Harris coming out. They're trying to chase down Chenoweth, and it'll be, yeah, Chenoweth gets it done and shakes his tail feather in front of the chasing Gardner just for good measure. That's how it's done, Corey.
Oh, absolutely. That was an excellent run to the line. Harris just about sneaking around the outside of Neil there. Neil with his inside line and just a little bit of throttle modulation managed to keep it pointing in the straight and narrow. Just coming home with position. But excellent racing. Like, these guys put on a show here tonight in what is a very, very pressure to pass track. Maybe a little bit of draft with the way that the last straightaway turns into the pit straight. But, you know, all in all, these guys put on some quality racing here tonight.
Yeah, 100%. This track, as many will attest, we've said it a few times tonight, very difficult to pass, and it showed out there, but great to see. And we'll see it in the results. I'm going to take a look because here we go. And I'll call it out as we go through. But look at all those ANZ flags. Look at them all up there at the top. Only, of course, busted up by Rasmus Viore, who took out a famous victory here tonight from flag to flag. Pretty sure he had, I'm just trying to see. Oh, I think he and Vasco might have tied for the fastest lap with a 3.43. No doubt separated by the thousands at some point. But that's how tight it was. They could only split them by the thousandth. Anyway, on the line, it was by a tenth, and it was Viore, the flying Finn, who took it out, welcoming himself back to the top step of the dice. I think that might even be his first win, so congratulations to Rasmus. Vasco Sorosky couldn't quite get the pole and the victory he needed to really have a shot at taking out second spot on the championship overall. But the head clown did finish with yet another podium. I think he's got a handful of them this season, and certainly built into a good one for him. Will finish third in the championship overall. The Cowboy, Sam Devantier, another ANZ driver. He has finished in third. Again, another one of several podiums for the Cowboy this season. Sam Chapman on debut had a quiet race after sticking with the leaders early and then getting dropped. Just sat in no man's land, but on debut to come in P4 here on a Sunday night's a fantastic effort, and welcome to the family. Ryan Chenoweth, the wildlife warrior for Goose Juice Racing, has finished fifth after that tremendous battle with generally stupid and slows Neil Gardner, captain 499. With that result, will secure second in the season championship. Congratulations. Didn't get the win this season. Swarovski similarly didn't have a win this season, but both leading the way for the ANZ crew and finishing second and third overall. Benjamin Harris in P7 here tonight. Whilst he was just here for SR, apparently, on debut, a top 10 finish, 2 in the top 10 this time round. Fantastic work to Benjamin and also to Sam, as we mentioned. Steph Herman, after that early incident, he's fought back to finish in 8th. Yone Zorek, the other one who was vying for a podium in the championship overall for Right Foot Breakers, he's finished in 9th and missed out on that. Martin Aikelen, the European driver, has, I think he's Dutch. He's finished in 10th on debut. Top work to him and his battle with Vernie. It was Vernie was battling with McDonough there. But Vernie's finished in 11th, just ahead of his rival there, the other ANZ driver in P12, Brendan McDonough, who I think makes his second appearance here tonight. But Vernie for Locked On Lads Racing, another point-scoring position in the top split here. Rob Craig on debut has finished in 13th from the US of A. Mark Lay, the other clown in the field, had his troubles here tonight and finished down in 14th. His partner in those troubles was Masahiro Kubota, who turned Mark Lay in this one. They got caught up together in the warm-up race as well, and he couldn't separate them all night, finishing 14th and 15th respectively. Jason Willman, the ANZ and Sunday Night Lights stalwart, makes another appearance in the top split and finishes down 16th. There was nobody going through the pits other than Willman, who waited there all during qualifying, so he was unable to move forward in the field other than the one spot he took from Jorgen Rigtrup for MSB Racing, who finishes there in 17th. And that, as they say in the classics, Corey, is that for the season, as they say, here on a Sunday night, and a great result, great one to wind it out with a bunch of folks out there having a good time.
That's exactly right, Alex. And I just realized I was unintentionally correct with an early call I made. I said with the rate of a car every 3 laps that Herman was probably going to finish around about 8th, and that's exactly where he ended up finishing. So, I'm glad I got the final prediction for the season down and correct. And, I'm going to be on a high after this one.
Yeah, nice one. Perfect stuff. All right, well, let's grab our podium sitter, one Vasco Swarovski. Vasco, mate, not for lack of trying, but just tough to get a pass done there tonight, mate.
Oh, evening, everyone. If it was anyone else but Rasmus after the last race, I don't know. There was a couple of moments, and I lifted out of it because, considering what happened in the warm-up and everything else, the last thing I wanted was a repeat, and now I'm ruling it a little bit. But yeah, it was tough, and then at the end, I think just following someone else around, you end up stuck driving their lines, and you forget how to drive, and I was a bit sloppy towards the last maybe 5 laps, and I thought we'll get it, and then yeah, it's just is what it is, I guess. So anyway, good fun, all that. Like Rasmus and Sam are very fast, so you're watching in mirrors, you're watching in front. But yeah, we just didn't do it when we had to, I guess. So, yeah. So sorry to the fans, sorry to Sam behind. I think it was just stuck there for most of it. Should have, would have, could have. Like I said, if it was anyone else but what happened in the race previously, might have been a little bit different of mindset. But anyway.
That's all good, mate. So a tough season. You've got a number of podiums this time. Not quite the top step. You've taken somewhat of the bridesmaid mantle from one Adam Miles, but I would say that with that mantle comes the opportunity to improve and take out not only a few wins but a championship. And but for yourself this season, P3 in the championship overall, some fantastic racing, some fantastic results, and hopefully more to come going forward.
No, thanks, guys. Yeah, we're just waiting for the fully stacked field, so we know exactly where we sit. That's what we're waiting for, the first win. But no, it's been good. It's been fun. And yeah, thank you guys for putting it on because it brings everyone out for the Sunday, I guess. So awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, that's it, mate. Well, congratulations on a fantastic season. First SNL podium for your good self. Hopefully one to remember. But before we let you go for the season, mate, anyone you'd like to say g'day to or shout out to?
Obviously, you and Corey for everything, mate, and it's a lot, and I'm sure the community appreciates it. All the other drivers that come out every week and race and do the things and keep everyone competitive. So, mate, thank you to all of them, and obviously thank you to the clowns that stick together. And poor Mark, hopefully his season changes next one and he gets a little bit more luck instead of the SNL voodoo that's on him at the moment.
Yeah, that's it, mate. He's had a rough run tonight, particularly, and hopefully, as you say, things will go a bit better for him going forward. But yeah, thanks again for your support, mate, for you and the clowns and everyone out here on track. It is, as you say, what brings us back each time. So well done, mate. Look forward to seeing you again next season.
No, thank you, guys.
There you go. Corey Vasco-Sorowski, the head clown. I think he's well and truly got his hand on that mantle after being challenged for some time by Mark Lay. But this season and this time round, he's come out on top.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And, it's great to see, Team Clowns coming up and, doing the business and doing it pretty all right. Mark Lay is one who's, just been slowly edging his way up in the I rating, getting himself more consistently into the top split race. And Vasco, as we said last week, he started, running the third and the second splits before graduating to the top split. And, now he is a regular contender. It's been great to see him improving over the years. And I reckon next season, if he gets a little bit of luck to go his way, then we might be having him in the conversation for the champion of the season. But I guess we'll have to wait and see how next season is going to unfold for that.
Yeah, that's it, mate. We'll see what happens that time, but he's certainly in the mix based on what we've seen this season. And yeah, tonight was a bit light on, but he was right up there. But he's been right up there in the big fields as well. But speaking of right up there, congratulations to Tim Hendrickson, who took out 4 races this season. He wasn't here tonight, and he took the mantle of the returning champion, Adam Miles, who was away as well tonight, who missed quite a number of rounds this season, taking his shot at the title or retaining and going back-to-back away from him. But Hendrickson has taken out what I believe is his second SNL title, and I think it puts him in line to, like many MNL and SNL champions before him, take out the official season as well. So congratulations to the one and only Team Torpedoes Flying Dutchman, Tim Hendrickson, to Neil Gardner, who finished down there in 6th here tonight, but finished 2nd in the championship overall. Congratulations to Captain 499, of course, to the head clown for rounding out those podium positions for the Season 4 SNL Championship overall. But that, folks, will about do us. I want to add my thanks to Vasco, to all the drivers who consistently come and support us here on track. It is why we do it. The numbers have been down a bit this season for reasons. The split of the driving population over multiple open wheelers and what have you. Some of the tracks didn't draw everyone out so much, but there's been a consistent core of folks who've come out each and every week, put on fantastic racing, and it is, as I always say, why we keep coming back time and time again. But to you, Corey, also my thanks. Anyone you'd like to say thank you to on the way out the door, mate, or let folks know what you got coming up this week?
I want to give a shout out to everyone who watches both the live here on Twitch, the spiritual home of Top Split TV and Sunday night and Monday night lights. Everyone who watches on the YouTube with the live or even on the replay, it's always awesome to go back every now and then, see some of the comments that get left, or just watching the Twitch chat scroll by as we're commentating along. All the drivers who always come out, The real ones know who they are, the ones who are always consistently out here, rain, hail, or shine. And, we absolutely respect the living crap out of those guys because, they put in the effort every single week. And, the results go to show for it as well. Even the blow-ins who are right in at the top of town, they know who they are. They don't need to, get any real recognition, but, we thank them every single time they come out because it's just such a good show. I've got my own racing going on throughout the week. Got a couple of league races. We got Output Racing League. They got their second round of their playoffs on Wednesday at 11:35 a.m. Western Australian time, GMT +8. That one will be on the Aussie Sim Commentator channel. Last week I had a little bit of COVID, so I didn't get the broadcast done. But this week we'll be back with that. And the Speedway season is over for me, so I'll be working on an end-of-season crash compilation video to put up on the Speedway Memes YouTube channel. So keep an eye out for that one. And then I'll see you on the first round of next season, Alex.
Yeah, that's it, mate. Should be good fun. I don't think the schedule's been announced yet. If it has, I've missed it. But hopefully the numbers will be back. The racing certainly will be, and as will we here on Top Split TV. Now, I'm just going to try and find the button. There it is. Of course, you can find us in the Discord, all the results, news, views, and everything SNL over there. Top Split on YouTube is where you'll find the simulcast 1440p, the 2K broadcast of this race each and every week. And, of course, as Corey said, the Sacred Home of Top Split TV is where you'll find us. Round 1 next season. But don't forget, on the Top Split YouTube, you'll find all 34 seasons now, complete seasons, the back catalogue of some of the most outstanding racing you will ever see. But for now, folks, on behalf of the Chaotic One, I will say thank you once again for your support on track and off. And until next time, I will say ciao for now.